Okay, we are right there. We're about to enter our first battle with Ravenwest. I'm going to try and take them both down the inside. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Traxion channel for another brand new video, and today of course is Grid Day. We have the 9th episode of my Race Driver Grid playthrough series. Now in the last episode I didn't do any proper circuit racing. I did a couple of TOG events and some drifty stuff in a terrible Corolla, but I did manage to pick up 2 event wins. I did manage to do a license upgrade for the first time, which is great, and I want to try and achieve that across all of the different geographical locations. So I want my American license and I want my European license as well. We're going to try Europe today. We're going to get back to the circuit racing, and hopefully I can actually beat Gianni this time instead of being beaten by him, but we'll see how it goes.
My friend, we race together. I'm right behind you.
As you can see, we've got a slightly different menu design now that we've got the teammate in, which is really cool. You can see some Traxion race suit stuff going on in the mechanic behind there. So we're going to go into Grid World. Let's see where we stand. After 3 events, we are into the top 100 in the team standings, and we have almost $500,000 in terms of our earnings. We actually have more than $500,000 in terms of our actual money as well, which is really cool. In the driver rankings, we are in 336th position with 259,000 reputation. So basically, things are just slowly getting better and better. Let's take a look at what European races we have to do then. We've already done Classic Muscle, Open Wheel, and Club GT, and oh, we've got touring cars still to do, Pro-tuned, and then some more touring cars. So yeah, I think we need to buy a touring car. I've also spotted that if we win this, we get 28,000 reputation, which means we will unlock the Euro B license. If we come second, we will get 22,000, which isn't quite enough, so I need to win this if I want to go straight up to Euro B in the next race. I did actually see that one of you commented about this, and thank you very much for all the comments. If you find an eBay car that's worth more than the buy it new price, it probably means it's actually faster, so I'm definitely going to bear that in mind in future. We don't need to do that for the Lacetti, so I'm just going to buy new, get it done, let's get racing. Okay, it's showing us David Cooper, don't know who that is, and it looks like we're racing at Istanbul, which is a circuit I love and have not raced very often on games, especially not recently. The Lacetti's front wheel drive unlike the BMW as well, so we should be able to chuck it around quite a lot. This is one of the first cars I drove right at the start of the series as well, and it was actually really pleasant, so I'm looking forward to this. I can't believe I've not done any proper touring car races yet in the actual race events section. Nice outside move up to P3, down the inside, oh, bit of contact, I'm sorry, but I'm up to P2. I don't actually know where Gianni is, if he's anywhere near the front. I don't think he is. Okay, down towards the chicane. Oh, it's nice and wide open in this game. This track flows beautifully. It's a lovely track anyway, but on grid so far it feels really good. We're in the slipstream of Carl Townsend then, 150 mile an hour through the kink, where Verstappen lost it in 2020. Okay, I got a bit close there by the apex. I'm sorry, Carl. I'm sorry, Andy. Okay, end of lap 1, P2. There's only 1 lap to go, but I'm feeling pretty good. As usual, I get the lap record on lap 1 because there's literally no alternative. I could have crashed and done a 3-minute lap and it would still be the world record. Okay, nice momentum. Dive down the inside. That's the move done. Kind of defend the inside line from Carl Townsend. Mick likes what he's seeing, and that is P1. Job done. I just need to take it home to the finish now.
That was some beautiful driving, and we have a winner. Yes, great driving, awesome.
Who was on the team radio there? I almost sounded like Gianni. How did half of the cars DNF? Did I miss like a massive crash or something? Okay, we've got all of our sponsorship objectives, and Gianni has failed all of his. Thank you, sir. I'm going to be starting from 15th. I'm quite near the back. Gianni's 18th on the grid. Okay, I just need to kind of burst my way through the field. I think it's the same circuit again, or maybe it's like a shortened version, judging by the fact that it's 3 laps. Just got to take my time and make it to the front. Remember, if I get a good result in this race, like win the race, I move up to the next European license. Oh, I'll thread the needle nice through there. So far, it's identical. Ah, okay, we're going left. Just as I say that, it changes, right? I don't know this layout, so I'm going to have to be a bit careful here. High-speed chicane, right-hander, slower left-hander, and run to the back straight. Do you know what? It's actually not that much shorter. Try an inside move. Oh, someone spun off in front of me. Around the outside, no contact. Oh, these Lacettis, once you get the hang of them, they actually handle really nicely. They're a great race car.
You beat the lap record.
What a surprise. New lap record outside in turn 1. That's 8th place. Still a bit of work to do. These guys are all very slow though, so we're going to try and thread the needle again. Go for a late move into the left-hander. Yes, avoided contact. 6th position. This has been a nice and clean race so far. Tiny bit of contact there with Andy Cook once again, who I seem to keep on hitting in this event. High-speed chicane. Nice and careful. Sneak up the inside there, which turns it to the outside. Lovely. P5. Okay, we'll try the same again. Outside. Turns into the inside for the last one. Sneak down the inside of that one. Tiny bit of contact with Townsend, but nothing too bad. Okay, I'm feeling better now. We're side by side with P2. This looks like it's going to be another race win if I can just keep it together. Keep making progress. Pass Carl with another clean move. And that's P2. And the leader, Tom, is slowed down, so, I mean, the easiest move of the day probably for P1, as long as I can be a little bit later on the brakes. There we go. And that is first place.
You get the lead.
I actually really like this short version of Istanbul. He says, ploughing onto the grass and losing loads of time. And it's going to be a double win for John Traxion. That's 3 events out of 4 now I'm taking the win, and it's 4 out of 4 for Rick Racing.
You were magnificent. You won the race and the championship.
That has to be Gianni. That's twice I've heard that voice now. There's your results. John Traxion on top, and where is Gianni? Come on. You had such a good start to your career, and you managed to beat me okay, but now that there's everyone else in the field, you're right at the back. I do think it's cool though that Gianni has a voice, because I didn't realise that would be the case. So I wonder if I picked an English teammate, for example, if they would have an English accent. Confirmation of the championship win in the driver standings, and Rick Racing unfortunately do finish 4th, so even though Rick Racing drivers won the last 4 events, we have fallen short in terms of the team standings, but nothing I could have done there. More importantly, as you're about to see, we are getting upgraded to our 2nd level of European license.
Well done, John. You've earned the Euro B license.
I am very excited to see what championships this license level has to offer, by the way. Here it is. Smashing into Euro B. I'm already seeing GT2 Le Mans series. I'm seeing GT1s for the first time.
24 Hours of Le Mans is a 24-hour race on one of the world's most challenging circuits.
It's already Le Mans again, which isn't a surprise given how quick it's been coming in the recent episodes. I do want to do it again, but I kind of want to wait until GT1 is a thing. And of course, just like that, I open up driver offers, and I've got some GT1 offers. It's tricky to know what to do. We've done so many Le Mans races recently, and they're going to keep on coming every season, but I think every time I get a chance to upgrade a class, I want to give it a go. So I am going to try this one in the Lamborghini Murcielago because it's such a cool car. But I'll not show you guys too much of it. I'll kind of skip through it a little bit, but I just want to try that GT1. I've got the factory Aston Martins, factory Chevrolets to try and beat. Let's see how this thing handles. Okay, it looks like 7th place is the leader in class. I've got Oliver Gavin and Ron Fellows, 2 incredible, iconic Corvette GT drivers. We're already doing over 200 miles an hour. That's the fastest we've been in this game so far. Everything feels good so far. Okay, so we're about 2/3 of the way around the first lap, and I'm actually down to 3rd place now behind Pedro Lamy. It's not proving to be too easy, but I think it's just the first lap of any new car is always going to be a little bit of a struggle. Can we take Porsche curves flat out? Downshifted, but I didn't lift. It's fairly easy. This thing's got lots of downforce. Nicely judged through the chicane. Sorry, Pedro. 3-way battle for the lead. Oh, Lamy's off. Oh, I've almost been collected. I think Lamy was our rival though, wasn't he? No, it was Thomas Enge. Okay. Who is still behind me, so that's good. Oliver Gavin, who's leading, by the way. One of my favourite drivers of all time, just in motorsport in general. He's such a nice guy from what I've seen. And he was a brilliant racer as well. Just so calm, so composed, very, very quick and consistent. And just brilliant to watch. I absolutely love this era of endurance racing. Like, you know, the early 2000s, even the late 90s as well, peak in terms of the cars, because they all had so much character. They all sound different, they all look different. you know, the Ferrari V12 GT1 car, you know, you've obviously got the Porsche and the Mercedes that took off. These cars are just brilliant because they're so unique. By the time it got to this era, when Grid was actually released, the cars were a little bit slower. Essentially, the regulations had changed, but these things are still absolutely amazing. They sound so good, and they still look spectacular as well. Wouldn't you just love to have a go in one of these cars around a circuit? Like, that is an absolute dream. Here we are then, finish of the race, made it to the Porsche curves, and that is first in class as well with a 304.1. There's confirmation of the results, nothing much different to usual, and it's another win at Le Mans for John Traxion. End of season 3, and we took 3 event wins in that season. 711,000, that's by far and away our best season so far. 325th in the drivers' rankings, and 90th in the team standings as well.
Season 4 is going to be your best season yet. I got a good feeling about it.
I agree with you, Carmen, and I think to finish this episode, we are going to do one more series. Let's just cram in a third. Looking at Euro B, we've got the Le Mans Series GT2s, we've also got a GT1 series as well, so I'm not going to get one of those cars yet. Prestige Supercar Series, we've got touring cars, and we also have Formula 3. Let's stick with touring cars for this episode. I'm going to jump in the Euro Touring Car Series. We've got 3 races. We're going to jump in our Chevrolet Lacetti. Let's do it. Okay, round 1. Oh! Okay, Ravenwest are back. Rick Scott's on pole position, which, by the way, is not the original Rick. Okay, Mick seems to think we should be aiming for 3rd, which is not very ambitious, but I do understand, because last time we came up against Ravenwest, they completely dominated. Tried my hardest to avoid the carnage into turn 1. Nothing I could have done there. We'll go on the outside. Oh, Gianni does speak to you on the radio. How cool is that? That's definitely Gianni. He sounds so friendly as well, which was kind of why I signed him. He wasn't aggressive.
That's Gianni Marcello's car ahead.
I'm going to try and go around the outside.
Moved into 7th place.
Nope, couldn't quite carry the speed. Looks like Ravenwest are still out front. They don't look too far ahead at the moment though, which is encouraging. I did some digging, by the way.
Ravenwest are out in front.
Speaking of Ravenwest, about Rick, because I wanted to find out if there was any chance that Rick Scott was the Rick I know and love from Toka Race Driver 3. It's not, because when I did some research, it turns out that Rick's surname is actually Irving. So it's definitely a different Rick. That is good to know. So Rick Irving is my team boss and not my biggest rival. Okay, end of lap 1. We're in a Gianni sandwich. Let's make the move. And we're up into P5. Nathan McCain's out in front though. So it's Ravenwest, of course, in the lead. Oh, we've actually got Dirk Muller there. That's really cool. So they've got officially licensed drivers, even in the Touring Car Championship, where there's lots of other unofficial, or not real drivers, I should say. As we make the move on Dirk Muller. Dirk Muller, another driver I used to grow up watching in the World Touring Car Championship. That's a really nice touch. Okay, can we hunt down the pair of Ravenwest cars that are battling for the lead right now? Because, unlike last time, they actually look catchable in some way. They're not too far ahead. I wonder what happens if we beat them. They're being really aggressive with each other as well through all the corners. You've also got Tyrrell Keefe up there in 3rd doing a good job. I'm going to give him some backup in the other Lacetti. Oh, this is the last lap. Oh, I thought there was 3 laps. Oh, it's not going to happen. Unless, move out the way, Tyrrell. Sorry, I didn't mean that literally, but there you go. It's just not going to be enough, is it? Oh, I thought there was another lap. Are Ravenwest even beatable? Is it scripted? It's P3.
Win for Ravenwest. Kind of inevitable. You're on the podium. Well done.
Mick's gone through a roller coaster of emotions there, hasn't he? My teammate Gianni did actually finish 8th this time, so at least we got some points, but we're not going to beat Ravenwest with results like that.
I've known this guy for years. He's bad news. Watch your tailpipe.
Okay, Ricardo Fraga's bad news. Starting up in 8th position this time. Harama is a circuit that we did obviously right at the start of this series, but I've not done since, so I don't quite know it off by heart.
I'm right behind you.
Okay. Oh, that's a terrible start. Come on. I don't know what was going on there in turn 1, but it was pretty much entirely my fault. Gianni's right behind me at least. Sneaked in the inside. A little bit cheeky, but we're already up into 5th position. There's Tyrrell Keefe again. I definitely... Oh.
My friend, but I can't move out of last place.
Gianni said he can't move out of last place, I think. What I was going to say was, I don't think it is scripted. I think Ravenwest are just very good.
You're now in 5th place.
And they're making a bit of contact there with Dirk Miller. They're just going to be tricky to beat, aren't they? Down the inside. Happy enough with that move. It was reasonably clean. And we're back into third, but this time I've got 2 more laps to do something about Ravenwest. Okay, we are right there. We're about to enter our first battle with Ravenwest. I'm going to try and take them both down the inside. Oh, they almost closed the door on me there on the outside, but I've made the move, and I'm up into P1, and I'd say that was clean. I would say their behaviour in making contact with me in the exit was more dirty than my own pass, so I'll take that. Ow. That one was a bit 50-50. I was kind of running a bit wide and then didn't know they were going to be there. Here they come in the slipstream.
Well done, John. That's the fastest lap you've done on this track.
I don't have the speed of that BMW in a straight line, but I'm good in the brakes. I love the way this Lacetti handles. Honestly, it's so fun to drive. Once you get the hang of it, you can just chuck it around, and it really does respond well. Final corner. Rick's pretty close, but I don't think it's close enough. It's going to be a race win against Ravenwest. Oh, he's coming. Yes. I love that Gianni gets the first word on the team radio. Okay, all 3 of them had something nice to say on the radio. There's the confirmation, our first win against Ravenwest. 1 more race to go in the championship, and I'm only 2 points behind Rick Scott, so I kind of want Nathan to finish ahead of Rick, and I need to finish ahead of both of them again.
This driver's at the top of the event standings. You've got to beat him.
Okay, back to Istanbul Park, a track I know well in this car, and if I win the race, I'm guaranteed the championship win, even if it is level with Rick Scott. So all I need to do is win the race. Nice move around the outside to turn 1, bit of contact, nothing bad. We're already up with Ravenwest, so the progress is very clear to see, whether that's in terms of my driving or just the way the races are going, but yeah, Ravenwest are now there for the taking. Switch back, totally clean so far. We'll try and hang it around the outside. It's 3 laps this time, and I think it's the full Istanbul circuit. No, it's the shorter one. Okay, this is good. Around the outside of Nathan. Tiny bit of contact, nothing too bad. And we're up into P2. I think the BMW is... Thank you, Mick. I think the BMW is a little bit quicker in the straight, though. This is it now. It's me versus Rick for the race win and the title. I need to win the race. I need to beat him if I want to win the championship. Oh, Nathan's still right there, though. Okay, we'll try this move again, around the outside. Got it slowed down in time. Again, avoided contact.
Keep it up. You're leading the race.
Into the lead. Oh, it's so close. Rick Scott down the outside. I'm going to brake later. All under control so far.
You're doing great. Ahead of time.
Okay, the 2 Ravenwest cars are side by side behind me for second. Looks like Nathan's ahead of Rick. That suits me. Keep on fighting. Oh, Rick's coming, but I think I've got it covered. I think I know how to do this. Last corner, nice and early on the brakes. Just hit my apexes, hit my marks. Same again for this one. Last corner, 2nd gear. Get a good exit. That's it. It's going to be a championship victory for John Traxion over Ravenwest. Happy days.
I'm so impressed. You won the race and the championship.
There's your final standings. 56 points for John Traxion, ahead of both Rick Scott and Nathan McCain of Ravenwest, whilst Gianni finished down in P9.
Well done, John. Great job. That's your biggest paycheck yet.
Oh, we're so close to having £1 million as well. So guys, that is going to conclude the 9th episode of this series, and I feel like there was great progress in that episode. It's probably the best yet in terms of the racing, the money coming in, the results, everything was just on fire. So yeah, Rick Racing's in a better position than ever before, which is very, very encouraging. If you want to see next week's episode when it comes out, make sure you, of course, subscribe to the Traxion channel and hit the notification bell so that you get the cute little notification in the top right to be like, hello, Traxion.gg's uploaded, come and watch it now. So go and do that. Until I see you next week, thank you so much for watching, keep it pinned, and have a great day.